Mau Forest Complex Water Tower. According to the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, the total population of Kenya has increased from 38.6 million in 2009 to 47.6 million people in 2019. This means that the demand for water is higher than ever before. There are 5 major water towers in the country, namely Aberdare Range, Cherangani Hills, Mount Elgon, Mount Kenya, and Mau Forest Complex. Other critical water towers are Chulu Hills, Huri Hills, Kirisia Hills, Loita Hills, Matthews Range, Marmanet Forest, Mount Kipipiri, Mount Kulal, Mount Marsabit, Mount Njiro, Ndotos, Nyambene Hills, and Shimba Hills. Mau Forest Complex Water Tower is the most important water tower in Kenya that supports millions of livelihoods nationally, regionally, as well as internationally. It covers an area of 455,000 hectares and is as large as the forest of Mount Kenya and the Aberdare Range combined. The water tower comprises 22 forest blocks stretching across 6 counties, namely Baringo, Bomet, Kericho, Nakuru, Narok and Uasin Gishu. The water tower is a major catchment for 13 major rivers, namely Amalo, Ewaso-Ng'iro, Makalia, Mara, Molo, Mumberes, Naishi, Nderit, Njoro, Nzoia, Nyando, Sondu and Yala. The rivers feed into 5 major lakes in Kenya and across the borders. These are Lake Baringo, Lake Nakuru, Lake Natron, Lake Turkana and Lake Victoria. The water tower is also the source of River Nile that drains into Mediterranean Sea through Uganda, South Sudan, Sudan and Egypt, making it a lifeline to millions of people in the region. Mau Forest Complex Water Tower breathes life into the Masai Mara and Serengeti National Reserves. The major wildebeest migration across Mara River, dubbed the 8th wonder of the world, greatly depends on water from the Mau Complex Water Tower. The annual scenic event is classified by UNESCO World Heritage as one of the most impressive nature spectacles in the world. The water tower and its ecosystem contributes immensely to Kenya's economic development through tourism, agriculture, pastoralism, biodiversity and hydroelectric power generation. On 15th January 2020, Kenya received great news from the United Kingdom government that the Mau Forest Complex Water Tower had been admitted to the Queen's Commonwealth Canopy, QCC. The admission means that the largest water tower in East Africa will be part of the highly conserved forests like the Great Bear Forest in Canada, Arboretum of Ruhande in Rwanda, and Kawari Forest Reserve in Nigeria. Except the Masai Mau Water Tower that is registered as a trust land under the Trust Lands Act, the other 21 blocks in the complex are gazetted as forests. The entire Mau complex is listed as a critical water tower under the Kenya Water Towers Agency Order of 20th April 2012. Some of the threats facing the water tower are encroachments, illegal charcoal production, illegal logging. The impact of these human-induced degradations has been catastrophic, with reduced river flows, frequent floods, prolonged droughts, food shortage, poor land productivity, conflict over resource including water and pasture, among others. Reclamation. The government of Kenya has put in place an ambitious plan to reclaim and restore the Mau Complex Water Tower. In 2009, the government recovered 19,000 hectares in southwest Mau Water Tower. The people who voluntarily moved out of the water tower were resettled in Chemusian, Baringo County, while others were paid 400,000 shillings to buy lands elsewhere. In 2018, under Phase 1 reclamation exercise, 4,500 hectares of forest land in Masai Mau was recovered. In 2019, under Phase 2 reclamation, the government recovered 17,101 hectares that comprised Kamwengoi, Sierra Leone and Kipchoge. Therefore, the government has reclaimed a total of 40,000 hectares in 10 years. Restoration. Kenya Water Towers Agency plans to put up an electric fence covering 119 kilometers from Sierra Leone to Olokurto. However, the agency will initially fence off Sierra Leone to Nkareta, a distance of 50 kilometers. The intermediate fence is aimed at preventing future encroachments into the water tower. 10 million tree program. The government on 1st November 2019 launched an ambitious tree planting initiative aimed at planting 10 million indigenous trees on the areas recovered in Masai Mara. This is a multi-agency initiative driven by the Ministry of Environment and Forestry through the Kenya Water Towers Agency. Some of the partners that have adopted blocks or donated seedlings are Kenya Forest Service, Kenya Forestry Research Institute, National Environment Management Authority, Kenya Prison Service, Total Kenya, Ewaso-Ng'iro South Development Authority, Masai Mara University, Kenya Tea Development Authority, Worldwide Fund for Nature, Hearts of Green Organization, National Environment Trust Fund, Rhino Arc, KenGen, and National Environmental Complaints Committee. More partners are encouraged to adopt a block of 100 hectares each at the water tower in support of the government's restoration plan.